Jeffery Simmons, AFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 9 against the Chicago Bears. More after the bumper.
20! Easy. Hey, Ken!
We can't run it to the right.
Hey, come on, Nate, come on.
We're going to run it to the left, but we probably shouldn't.
I run through the pad like I'm Derrick Henry.
So congratulations to Jeffery Simmons for winning AFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 9 against the Chicago Bears. This now makes the Tennessee Titans the first team in the AFC in 2020 to have 3 players win Player of the Week in every category. So we had Stephen Gostkowski in Week 3 against the Vikings because he went 6 for 6 in field goals, also kicking the game winner. We have Derrick Henry with 212 yards against the Houston Texans, also won that game in overtime with a touchdown off the Wildcat. And then we have Jeffery Simmons winning Defensive Player of the Week for Week 9 against the Chicago Bears. The only other team that has done that is the Seahawks, but they're in the NFC. So, man, the Titans have been on a tear. We had a small slump because we played the Pittsburgh Steelers and we lost by a field goal. Kind of an intentional grounding by Tannehill as well, but we did have a chance. But we missed the field goal, and then, you know, every team that plays the Steelers, they always have a bad game after, and we put up a stinker against the Bengals. But I really think we're going to turn the season around and get back into momentum and get back playing good football. So I'm not worried at all, to be honest. So let's go ahead and get into my boy Jeff Simmons and what he did against the Chicago Bears. So let Peter Schrager tell it. Jeffery Simmons didn't even play in the game. And I actually sent out a tweet and was like, bro, he played in the game, which he liked. So obviously he became aware, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should be careful speaking on a game that I didn't actually watch, because he mentioned it more than once on Good Morning Football that he didn't play in the game. And I was sitting there like, bro, I have to say something. Like, somebody has to tell this man Jeffery Simmons played. So that told me that everybody at the table also did not watch the game because nobody corrected him, which is kind of sad. You know, Titans get if we're not going to get good media coverage, at least give us honest media coverage. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into this game against the Bears and see what Jeffery Simmons did. So yeah, he was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 9. He was our 2019 first round pick, and in his second year, I mean, the dude is looking phenomenal. You know, he's the successor to Jurrell Casey at this point. Probably the best player on our defense. You know, we do have Byard, we do have Desmond King now, we do have Jayon Brown, but I think it's clear to say that he's probably the best player on the defensive, on our defense. So Simmons came in, he had 3 tackles, also had a deflected pass, he had a fumble recovery. He had a forced fumble that led to a Desmond King scoop for 63 yards and a touchdown. And also, Desmond King is, in every season that he's played, he has either a special teams or a defensive touchdown in every season. It's pretty good, and I'm glad that we have him on our team now. Also in his first game as a Titan. Come on, man. Good game, bro. Good game. So in the fourth quarter, Jayon Brown stripped a ball from Anthony Miller that gave Simmons his fumble recovery. And this was Jeffery Simmons' first game where he had a fumble recovery and a forced fumble. Nearly had an interception, but, you know, still had a good game. But he deflected a lot of balls, and he's been deflecting a lot of balls all season. So he's been playing really good.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm just sick because I dropped the pick. I'm really mad though. I should have had a pick. Ain't no way. Bro.
Also, he helped put his name in the franchise book. He's the first defensive lineman since Jurrell Casey to have a forced fumble and a fumble recovery in a game since Jurrell Casey did it in 2019 against the Atlanta Falcons. So, playing pretty good, bro. Playing really good. And just to harp on Jeffery Simmons some more, like I'm really falling in love with this guy, man, because you know, I was really sad when we let Jurrell Casey go, and I thought we could have held on to him for maybe one more year. I mean, he still played pretty good last year. I think he was even on the 100 list. You know, he was a Pro Bowler previously, but as Tighten Up Love said, and I'm going to keep saying this every time I speak of Jurrell Casey, he was like, you know, Casey's hurt, and if you look this year, I mean, he went out like, what, week 2 with the hamstring, wasn't it, or something. So, you know, just glad to have a young and healthy Jeffery Simmons now. And, you know, so he is basically Jurrell Casey's successor. I mean, I think that if we move off of Daquan Jones this offseason, who is a captain right now, I see Jeffery Simmons becoming our new captain and pretty much the leader of that defense. Vrabel has already said that he has captain and leadership qualities, and if you listen to him in interviews, I mean, the dude sounds like he's been a 10-year Pro Bowler. Like, you know, he's accountable, he's coachable. And at this point, he's truly like the heart and soul of that defense, kind of what Jurrell Casey was. And all in all, man, congratulations to you, Jeffery Simmons. Well deserved. Wish you many more, and tighten up, man.